grab a seat, a bite to eat, and settle right in. For hugs, snuggles, stories, and more, and so many sweet things in store.
Welcome to Afternoons with Mimi.
But Mimi, I don't want to go to the play. I want to go to Noam's birthday party at the trampoline park. I told her at school that I was coming, and I would teach her how to do a belly bounce off the big pillow thing. And I was going to help Asher beat his rock wall record. I have all of these plans.
I understand that it's disappointing not to go to the birthday party, but your cousins are counting on you. Ema and I told you about this performance weeks ago.
They won't even notice if I'm there or not. Besides, Cousin Emilia would totally back me up on this. She loves the trampoline place even more than I do.
And maybe this summer you two can go together. But for today, we made a commitment, and that is to go see and support your cousin Emilia and her big brother Isaac in the community theater play that your grown-up cousin Jason wrote. It's a very special family day. We're gonna have so much fun. We'll give your cousins flowers to say congratulations, and then afterward, we're all going to have a big fancy dinner at a restaurant nearby. Now, put on your shoes.
The squeaky shiny ones? Ugh. They won't fit over my socks. I wore my special ones for the trampoline park.
I have your other pair of socks right here. We'll save these.
But Mimi, no one won't do a belly bounce if I'm not there. And it's her birthday. And Asher won't beat his rock wall record, and Nashir won't have a partner for the dancing dual arcade game. I need to go.
Kiddo, I want you to take a deep breath. I love that you are so committed to your friends. And Noam's birthday party sure sounds like a lot of fun. But today, your family comes first. Your cousins are counting on you.
Mimi, they won't even know.
Come on over here and let me read you a little something while you finish tying your shoes.
A story? Do we have time?
We do, and I think it's important you hear this one, okay?
Okay.
All right, you work on that shoelace while I start reading. Rosie Saves the World, written by Debbie Herman and illustrated by Tammy Lyon, published by Carben Publishing, a division of Lerner Publishing Group, Inc. Rosie was excited. She was going to save the world. Her Hebrew school class had been learning about tikkun olam, repairing the world by doing good deeds. Her teacher called them mitzvot. Rosie was sure she could do good deeds, great deeds in fact, so she set out to help the people in her community. Rosie dusted off her old wagon. She was just leaving when her mother came home. "Rosie, honey, can you give me a hand with the groceries? There are more in the car." "I'd love to," said Rosie, "but I have to go save the world. It's time for Operation Can Collection." Rosie knew it was a mitzvah to feed the hungry, so she knocked on the doors of people she knew and asked them to donate cans of food. They gave her tuna, sweet potatoes, baby carrots, and asparagus. After Rosie loaded up the wagon, she wheeled it over to Francesca's food bank. "How thoughtful," exclaimed Francesca, looking at the collection. "And just when our stock was running low. You're quite a superhero." Rosie smiled proudly. She could get used to this tikkun thing. Rosie's next project was Operation Tutor Tots. She had learned it was a mitzvah to teach others, so she decided to go to the library to help little kids with their homework. As Rosie gathered her tutoring supplies, her brother Simon called to her. "Rosie, can you help me draw the letter Aleph? I keep messing up." "Sorry, Cy," said Rosie. "Can't keep the tots waiting." And she ran out the door. Later that week, Rosie got ready for Operation Sing with Seniors. She'd get to do the mitzvah of respecting the elderly while showcasing her musical talents. As Rosie tuned her ukulele, her dad walked into the room. "Hey, Rosie Cheeks," he said. "How about coming with me to visit Grandma?" "Next time," said Rosie. "Today I'm busy saving the world, but please give Grandma a kiss for me." Rosie skipped over to the assisted living residence where she played her ukulele and sang. She even took requests. Later, she walked around and talked with the residents. They told her she was a star. The next day, Rosie was in her room creating a Save the World spreadsheet. Her mother called to her. "Rosie, can you please clean out Leo's litter box? It's really starting to smell." "I'll do it later," Rosie called back. "I'm busy planning new Save the World projects, and you just gave me an idea." Rosie added Operation Pamper Pets to her spreadsheet. She thought about how much fun it would be to help out at the animal shelter. After all, she knew it was a mitzvah to be kind to animals. On the way home from the animal shelter, Rosie heard crying coming from the Albert house. She knocked on the door to make sure everything was okay. An exhausted-looking Mrs. Albert opened the door, bouncing her baby Luis in her arms. "Oh, I just can't get him to sleep," she explained, "and I have a deadline to meet for work." "Say no more," said Rosie, scooping up baby Luis in her arms. Rosie rocked Luis, gave him a bottle, and even changed him. When Luis was finally asleep, Rosie tidied up the living room, and Miss Albert finished her work just in the nick of time. "You're a lifesaver," exclaimed Mrs. Albert, giving Rosie a big hug. "I bet you're a huge help at home, aren't you?" Rosie thought for a moment. She thought of her mother and the grocery bags. She thought of Simon trying to write an aleph. She thought of her father visiting Grandma without her. And she thought of Leo in his stinky litter box. Actually, Rosie stammered, I have to go. And she raced out the door. "Hi, Asai," said Rosie, plopping down next to her brother who was in front of their house. "Want some help with your chalk drawing?" "Sure," said Simon. When they finished drawing the biggest dragon ever, Rosie helped Simon draw the letter Aleph. Then Rosie went inside and cleaned out Leo's litter box. "Sorry about that," she told Leo, petting him. "It won't happen again." Next, she called her grandma. "How are you, Grandma?" asked Rosie. "It's been a while since we talked." Finally, Rosie went to look for her mother. She found her in the pantry, dusting her cookie jar collection. "Want some help?" asked Rosie. "I'd love it," said her mother, "but I thought you were busy saving the world." "I am," said Rosie, picking up a dust cloth, "by doing my best mitzvah project yet. Operation Family comes first." Rosie took the superhero cookie jar and got to work. "I can save the rest of the world tomorrow." The end. And will you look at that, perfectly tied shoes. Let's get going.
Mimi?
Yes, Neshama.
I understand why you read me that story. Rosie was so focused on helping everyone else, she kept forgetting to help the people right at home, right in front of her.
Do you know why it's so important, to Emilia in particular, that you come to the play today?
No, I thought everybody was invited.
Emilia specifically asked you to be there because, as she told her mom, whenever she feels really nervous, you always give her hand a squeeze and she feels better.
Like when we're at camp?
Yep. And so she wants to see you in that audience today.
I want to be there for my cousins. I can see my school friends almost any day of the week. I don't get to see my cousins as much. Today really is special.
It is, isn't it? Let's get moving.
Race you to the car!
The Jewish value of mutual responsibility starts with the family and grows from there. It's an ancient way of saying, think globally, act locally. This story helps children understand that a responsible person must balance helping others with helping their family. To learn more and to sign up to get free books just like Rosie Saves the World, visit pjlibrary.org.